Now for the featured story of the day, the moment you've all been waiting on. Let's discuss Bitcoin ripping to $455,000 per coin post halving. Let's break this baby down. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Greatly appreciate ya. So yeah, according to Collin Brown, the fourth mining reward halving, which is set to occur in 4 more hours, fam. And we will capture that live here. Right here on the channel. Brown noted that following the last halving event, Bitcoin witnessed over 700% growth, bringing the crypto asset to its previous all-time high of 69 Gs, achieved at the peak of the 2021 bull cycle, which was November 10th of 2021. So given the impact of the previous halving, the crypto expert has predicted the coin will reach 455,000 should Bitcoin mirror this pattern. That's right.
Old time high in this bitch.
Whoop. Quoting him here, in just 48 hours, Bitcoin's fourth mining reward halving will occur, and FYI, now 4 hours away. This quadrennial occurrence will slash the per block emission of Bitcoin to 3.125 BTC from the current 6.25 BTC. After the last halving, Bitcoin prices surged 700%, which would now bring $455,000 per coin. It's worth noting that since the cryptic developer of Bitcoin, Mr. Satoshi, introduced the coin roughly 15 years ago, the halving has been ingrained in the cryptos program. This year's event will happen when the block 840,000 is created, and at the time of this live stream, we're only like 24 blocks away. Can you smell it? Historically, the 3 previous halvings caused the price of the digital asset to soar significantly, amassing substantial gains, as we all know. Data shared from Brown shows that following the first halving event, Bitcoin saw a whopping 9,300% rise, topping out at around $1,135 from $12. So what that looked like was in 2012, Bitcoin was trading at $12. Then a year later, $1,135 for a 9,360% increase. However, it took the crypto asset approximately 371 days to reach the aforementioned figure after the halving. Furthermore, so again, that's like roughly 12 months, family. That's a year. The second halving, which occurred in 2016, drove the Bitcoin price action from $650 to almost $20,000, indicating an almost 3,000% increase. How many of you were around back in 2017? Let me know. That's when JV got in. My first Bitcoin was roughly $1,500, and I recall like yesterday around Christmas time, we smashed almost 20 Gs. Now, meanwhile, the latest instance secured a 700% rally, which is a modest 7x, taking prices from 8,600 from the previous peak to 69,000. And primarily, it took Bitcoin more than 500 days in the preceding 2 cycles to reach new records. So there you go. That's why I say anticipating a new parabolic all-time high for the cycle somewhere between 12 to 18 months post-halving. That's if history were to rhyme. Now, considering the past trends, Brown's forecast appears to be reasonable and possible. Let me know if you agree. Should any of these trends reoccur, the crypto expert's prediction might manifest the following year, which would mean in 2025. So let me know your thoughts on that, family. And yeah, so this is a big day today. We're only like 23 blocks away from the most significant day in crypto, and it only occurs every 4 years. So this is more significant than Christmas, because Christmas is literally every year, just saying. So yeah, where do you feel the Bitcoin price cycle peak will be? And do you think it'll be 2024, unlike previous cycles, the year of the halving, or do you think we hit that cycle peak next year in 2025, as history has shown us? Some of the factors, obviously a lot different with this cycle. For the first time in Bitcoin history, we broke the previous all-time high pre-halving. We ripped right through 69 a few weeks ago. About a month ago is the current all-time high of 73.8, and we broke it already multiple times. That's a different catalyst. Another different catalyst is the institutions. Previous cycle, we didn't have any institutional adoption, such as BlackRock or ETFs. The ETFs are a new thing. They officially went live on the 11th of January this year. So, and in 90 days, the institutions have acquired over 850,000 Bitcoin, with BlackRock leading the pack with their IBIT ETF, which currently has like 272,000 Bitcoin. So what BlackRock just achieved in roughly 90 days, it took MicroStrategy 4 years to acquire their first 200,000 Bitcoin. I know MicroStrategy's goal as a company is to continue to stack sats and acquire more Bitcoin so they can have 5% of the circulating supply. Right now, they control 1% of the circulating supply of all the Bitcoin in existence. And BlackRock already controls over 1% of the circulating supply. GBTC holds roughly 2% of the circulating supply, currently one of the largest hodlers of biddies in the world. But there's about to be a flippening. GBTC, for example, before they converted their Bitcoin trust into the ETF, they had 620,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet, making them the largest holder. And now they're down to like 300,000, and BlackRock's about to flip them, just so you can see what's going on here. So we have mass institutional adoption, which did not exist last year, which gave us this demand shock, which sent Bitcoin from earlier this year in the 30,000 range as high as we are today at $64,000, right? So just the institutional flows alone are eating up all the available Bitcoin being awarded to the miners. Again, 900 Bitcoin per day currently, and in 4 hours that gets slashed in half to 450 Bitcoin per day. And when you have asset managers like BlackRock and Fidelity and all these juggernauts acquiring sometimes 10,000 Bitcoin in a single day, you can see the demand shock in real time. So I'm estimating a supply shock later this year. Many of the top analytical platforms are, thinking the same. So more than likely that's going to happen. There's roughly 1.8 million Bitcoin available on the exchanges. And once that dries up and 80% of the Bitcoin supply is in the hands of the long-term hodlers, it's going to be virtually impossible for them to fulfill the demand for their customers. What does that mean? They have to bribe the Bitcoin hodlers to sell at a higher price. Hence, number go up technology. I believe the supply dynamic, supply demand, stock to flow trumps the technical analysis and all that such. So I like to focus on the big picture because I'm a big picture thinker. I'm thinking long term. 4 years from now, are there going to be any Bitcoin available? What is the Bitcoin price going to be? in 2028, 2029? People are thinking of this halving. I'm already focused on the next. That's just how my mind operates. Previous halving, 2020, I was focused on 2024. That's just how I am. I'm a long-term thinker, big picture thinker. So big picture, where do you feel the Bitcoin price action will likely be for this cycle and the cycle preceding this in 2028? My prediction, 1 million the next cycle. This cycle, my bear scenario, 222,000. Bull scenario, 750,000. My realistic scenario, somewhere in between that, maybe 300,000, 400,000. But time will tell. We're in unprecedented times, right? Also, we got to keep in mind the value of the dollar is guaranteed to continue decreasing its purchasing power because they have to continue to print. They're a massive deficit of roughly 35 trillion we're currently in. There's no way to get out of that. They're guaranteed to continue printing, which means the dollar is guaranteed to continue to lose its purchasing power. We have BRICS movements, a lot of nations moving away from the dollar, right? And then you have all this other bullishness. You have nation state adoption, such as El Salvador, the first country to do it, the blueprint laid out by Bukele. Now you have nations secretly buying Bitcoin behind the scenes. Abu Dhabi is a top contender, according to Max Kaiser. We covered that previously in the show. They could be making the announcement soon. In fact, Max recently tweeted that they're going to be making a big announcement soon. We have the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have Qatar. We have Russia. We have Iran. This Middle East money, a lot of money out there. I know there's a lot of economic uncertainty, but it all seems a lot of the economics and the macro stuff is all engineered, right? Some people say the Bitcoin halving is already priced in. I personally don't see that. How can it be priced in if historically it's 12 to 18 months after the halving we hit the all-time high? So that would make no sense, especially considering we're still at a discount of $10,000 from the top. So this is a great time to be stacking them sats. Right now, you can get almost 1,600 Satoshis for a single dollar. I don't think personally that will last for much longer, if you know what I mean. Devon says, JV, long-term thinker. Nice. McFoot Nader says 5 million in 2030. Send it. Right the Wrong says, I'll take 220,000. Let's go. Okay Good says, when in doubt, just zoom out and grow a pair. Amen. Couldn't have said that one better myself. You got to do what you got to do. It is hard to believe Bitcoin is being evangelized now by some of the biggest Wall Street firms. That's right. We got to front run Wall Street for the first time in history. We got to front run all these corrupt mofos, the largest asset managers in the world. Do I trust BlackRock? Oh, hell no. I know the evil they do in this world. I think it's pretty obvious. If you don't know, you should look that up. They have their hands in everything. BlackRock has a piece of over 80% of the companies in the S&P 500, potentially over 90% of the companies. BlackRock, Vanguard, and these juggernauts, they have their hands on everything, in everything. Pharmaceutical companies, you name it. You know what I mean? Things that aren't so beneficial to humanity as well. So do I trust BlackRock? Hell no. But we got to front run them, and it feels good. I'll always look at Larry Fink as an enemy of Bitcoin, because I'll never forget when he fudded Bitcoin, calling it an index for money laundering. Well, now that mofo is all in, because he's all about that almighty dollar. My personal opinion is that BlackRock will continue accumulating and stacking sats at unprecedented numbers, just as they're doing now. Again, they hold already 272,000 Bitcoin. Eventually, they'll have millions. And then I believe that BlackRock is one and the same with the U.S. government. You know what I mean? And I think they can just confiscate all that Bitcoin ETF, BTC. I think they have diabolical plans, personally. That's why I preach self-custody. That's why I preach not yo keys, not yo coins. That's why I preach take your crypto off the exchanges. None of them can be trusted. Sam Bankman-Fried had the second largest crypto exchange on the planet. It no longer exists. Right? They went file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and the day before, everything is fine. Nothing happening here. Your funds are safe. 24 hours later, Chapter 11 bankruptcy, hence why he just got served a 25-year prison sentence. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Long term is true. You got to be in this for the long haul. If you're in this for the long haul, you get it. If you're in this for the short term, you don't understand it. I'm sticking to it. Let me know your thoughts, fam. Where's the Bitcoin price action likely to go next? Holla.